Welcome to my TBR jar picks my reads for October. I am so excited, as I always am, to pick out 4 prompts to read next month. I have a stack of 10 books that are on my radar. This isn't even all of them. I decided to have a stack of books to pick out from. Usually what I do is I pick out a prompt and then I just pick it out from my bookshelves. I'll still keep doing that, but I figured for October, since I have my fall TBR right here, and for my birthday, I bought 4 books. I decided to put the stack of books right here because these are going to be my high priority books. I forgot that I wanted to add 2 more books onto this pile. So we have 12 books that I want to read. Like, this is kind of ridiculous, but these are like all books that I am open to reading right now. And I'm a mood reader, so this says a lot. I also did add a few more prompts into this jar, so I'm even more excited because there's new prompts to pick from. The very first prompt is... I literally made this one this morning. Book that's been on my TBR the longest. Let me show you guys a quick overview of the 2 stacks. Just from these books, we are going to pick. I already know which one has been on my TBR the longest, and that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I made a video where I was talking about my fall TBR and this was in it, and I had someone comment that this isn't very plot heavy and it's more like leveling up in a game. Like, you're kind of just hanging out with the characters. I feel like that means that this is going to be like we're following and hanging out with the characters, like character heavy, more rather than like a huge plot happening. It sounds heavy on like the found family vibes, and I am a sucker for found family. Also, with the cover on the front, it reminds me of The House in the Cerulean Sea and The Spell Shop, and both of those books have been one of my absolute favorites that I read this year. And this book is considered fantasy, but it's not like fourth wing fantasy. It's a different type of fantasy that I have been thoroughly enjoying reading this year, so I am very pleased to put this on my October TBR. The second prompt is going to be... yes! An orange one. I'm so happy. I'm glad that I got at least one orange one because the orange ones are fall coated while the pink ones are just like the basic all the year round prompts. A thriller! This is going to be hard to choose from because I have 3. I have 3 thrillers in this stack that I want to read all in October. This is going to be really hard because every single one of them I am extremely intrigued to read because I've heard amazing things about all of them. Let's do... Honestly, guys, I'm gonna do Never Lie. Because as much as I'm excited to read these, I was about to read this book like 2 days ago. I was about to pick up the book like 2 days ago, and I ended up picking up If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. This may sound annoying, but I don't know anything about this book, and I like to keep it that way, especially for psychological thriller books, because I just know that if I read the synopsis, my mind is gonna try to guess the plot twist that is in this book, and I don't want to know a single thing about this book because the way that people have said that they did not guess the plot twist in this book whatsoever. In fact, people have said that this is their favorite Freida McFadden book ever, and I have been holding this book off and have been waiting for the perfect time. October this year is going to be the perfect time to pick up Never Lie. Guys, I feel like I'm going to read this in like one day. I think you do know. I was gonna say, you don't know how excited I am, but I feel like you do because you probably have a book that you're just excited to read. I have such high expectations for that book, and if that book does not completely blow my socks off, I'm gonna be so upset because I have just been talking about how excited I am for that book for so long, and if I don't love it, I'm gonna be upset. Now to the next prompt. No way, I got another orange one. Thank you, universe. Oh, I dropped it. This feels too good to be true. Okay, let's see what this one is. A spooky book. a spooky book. Immediately my eyes went, I get to pick another one. Between the two, I have no idea. I've heard amazing things about both of them. I have no idea. This is where I wish that it was like we're on FaceTime so that you can just pick for me. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't even know if I remember it. Catch a tiger by its toe? That's what it says. If you... Da, da, da. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't even know the eeny, meeny, miny, mo anymore. I'm getting old. How do I not know it? Okay, should I do it again? Was that not fair how I just like mumbled it? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Oh, that's easy. How did I forget that? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Guys, it was meant to be. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, so it's whatever's like the second one. But if it's more than two, then it'd be more like realistic and like fair. But because there's only two. Well, either way, both times we picked this one. I would have had that reaction for either one that I got. Like, I'm excited for both of them. This is The Sundown Motel by Simon St. James. This is dual timeline. The first timeline, they're both set in New York. The first timeline is 1982. The second timeline is 2017. So it says Viv Delaney wants to move to New York City, and to help pay for it, she ends up finding a night job as a night clerk at the Sundown Motel. But then it says something isn't right, and homegirl ends up going missing. Is that what it says? But something isn't right at the motel, something haunting and scary. The reason that I know she's missing is because then it says in 2017, it says Carly Kirk has never been able to let go of the story of her aunt, Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown Motel before she was even born. So then Carly thinks, this motel is creepy. My aunt disappeared and was last seen here. I think the smart thing to do is then to go get a job at that motel and try to figure out what happened to her. And then it says she soon finds herself ensnared in the same mysteries that claimed her aunt. So there's a mystery going on, and the granddaughter Carly is determined to figure out and solve the mystery. Then to the last and final prompt. It's going to be book with found family. Oh, I love the found family trope. Is Catching Fire found family? I have a feeling there's found family in this one. Found family in this one? Found family in this one? Okay, this is where I am going to use Google. I think the one that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check if there's found family and funny story. Oh, there is. When protagonist Daphne is left in an unfamiliar town after her fiance leaves her, she finds friendship and support from new people in her life. We're gonna go with Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have been having this book in the back of my mind ever since I read Happy Place by Emily Henry, because that is a 5-star read for me. I love that book so much. I would say that one also has found family. No, it definitely has found family in that book as well. And I was like, okay, the other book that I have from Emily Henry is Funny Story. I hope that I get to read it before the end of the year. And so I decided to put it in the stack because I do want to read it soon. So it says, it's a funny story. Daphne always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story. How they met on a blustery day? On a blustery day. I don't think I've ever heard of that word, blustery. It says how they met on a blustery day, fell in love over an errant hat, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it, right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend, Petra. Petra is crazy. Which is how Daphne begins her new story. That synopsis made me that much more excited because it seems like she's down in the dumps. She literally just got done from her fiance. But then she ends up moving to a small town and she ends up meeting Miles. What did it say? I know I could just, yeah, Miles. Guys, I love that name, Miles, so much. Guys, you're joking. without a fail, actually there's been once that I was nervous with my stack. Every single time I let my TBR jar pick my reads, I am always ecstatic. 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 One thing about me, I don't know how to pronounce words. I am ecstatic with the books I end up getting. I think there was just like one time I was a bit intimidated with the books that I got, but I am so excited. It's gonna be very hard to pick what book I want to read next. I'm so happy. Okay, with a quick little recap, a book that's been on my TBR the longest, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. A thriller, Never Lie by Frida McFadden. For a spooky book, The Sundown Motel by Simon St. James. And for a book that has found family, Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is your sign to make a TBR jar for yourself and use it to pick out your reads, because it is always so much fun, and it's always so much fun to make a video about it as well. That is going to conclude today's video. I hope you have a lovely October filled with lots of fall reading. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.